Hi everybody, welcome
Hi.
back to the Justice and Faith Show. Okay, formerly the Justice and Faith Podcast. My goal is to have more content and more like a website and different things by the winter time. So instead of saying a podcast, which we've been uploading videos poorly, but we've been attempting to upload videos. That hasn't been working out the best. But as we continue to grow and do things,
we're getting better. I promise.
Yeah. So I'm going to be investing here and there to try to sound better, to look better, to make things pop a little bit more, so that people can really see that we care about what we're doing, and maybe we can grow this into something else. I have personal aspirations in this particular type of field. She doesn't. But maybe somebody sees this and it becomes an opportunity. So I actually do want to put a little bit more effort into it. But right now we're still in grassroots stages. We don't have that big of an audience anyway, so poo-poo. No, but we want to grow our audience. We want our content to go to people who really get value out of it, because we get value out of talking to others. And we just want to thank the people who have been watching for the support. We hope you continue to watch. You tell others about us.
Yes, tell your friends. If you think that you know someone who could get something from our story, or just you think they might like us and what we're talking about. Because, so the first few podcasts and shows and stuff we've done were about us. They were about who we are, where we're coming from, just so that you can get an idea of like our stance and viewpoint on stuff and why we think and act the way we do. But now, moving forward, it's going to be more topics based. So we're going to be talking about everything.
Relationships.
Yeah, in a relation. We're going to talk about blended families, how I feel being a stepmother. We're going to talk about finances. We might even talk about sex a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So we're going to be talking about just stuff that affects everybody's life.
But specifically married people. So we're going to try to touch on stuff that anyone can relate to, but married couples specifically, just because I don't believe enough people are candid about it. And I'm going to say something that might be a hot take or not. I don't think Christians talk openly and candidly about marriage as they should. I think a lot of things are played close to the vest, and they try to grind their way through stuff instead of really understanding like a lot of the issues that they deal with, other people deal with too, and maybe hearing their stories actually might make people more aware that like Christians deal with the same problems. Like there's this mindset that like Christian people or religious people don't have the same problems as somebody who's not a Christian or not religious, and that's just not factual. So we want to change that narrative and that mindset. Like we're imperfect people. The Bible teaches that, and when we're married to imperfect people who become one, and we're just one big old imperfect piece of a puzzle. But the purpose of it is for us to continue to grow and learn, and we hope that we inspire and we help other people do the same thing.
Yeah, so we're just going to jump right in and get started on today's topic, which is time. So basically, the gist of this is going to be how time is of the essence, and then essence is love. Like the fact that I want to give time to anything it means that that's important in my life. So whether it be my job, my husband, my stepdaughter, my family, just anything that I give time to means that it's important in my life. So that's basically what we're going to talk about today. So you want to start us off?
Yeah, so we're going to cover three facets. The first is me time, because I think it's of the utmost important that each individual has me time, whatever that looks like. The second piece is going to be family time. I believe that that's the fabric of everything, is making sure that your family understands that even though time is limited, we have 24 hours in a day, we have to try to sleep, work, school, whatever the case may be, and we have to try to fit a lot into that. So just making sure that your family know that spending time with them is important. I think that that's a big piece, and I think a lot of people are missing it. And then lastly, we're going to do the importance of quality time. Now, all of this time is quality. Me time is quality. Family time is quality. But when I talk about quality time, now the last piece is going to be specifically with significant others, between husband and wife, and how our relationship really is paramount to making sure that every other relationship and all our other time is used effectively. Specifically because I know if I'm not right, I'm not really effective in the other areas of time. My me time is used differently, And
yeah, that's true. So we're going to start with the importance of me time. Me time has always been important to Justice. As far as like, he has always made it a point to make sure he has me time because it's a need of his, and it's something very specific that he needs. I have always been a little bit like, I need some me time, but my me time can be it could be a little bit more like casual. Like, me time to me could be, I'm home by myself for an hour and I watch a TV show. And it's just me chilling. Like, I'm not worried about cooking or cleaning or work or picking up anybody or dropping anything off or returning emails or calls or anything. I'm just watching a TV show because that's what I want to do at that moment. And I don't have to worry about anything because I'm alone at the moment. I can watch it even if it's something he doesn't like or
might be inappropriate.
Might be inappropriate for a child. So I can just watch it, and that's kind of my me time. I'm fine with that. Like, as long as I have a little bit of time. And like, recently, I might go to bed a couple minutes earlier than I actually want to fall asleep, and lay in the bed and play a crossword game on my phone or scroll Instagram or something. And it's just a little thing for me to do to just
you be on the gram.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was reading the Bible. The things you learn, right?
So, I mean, I do that too, but, so like, and it could be more than that. It could be going out to dinner with some friends. That's me time, because I'm not worried about being a mom or a wife at that time. I'm just being Faith, and I'm having fun with my
You're
girls.
still a wife.
Well, yes, but I'm not worried about being a wife.
Don't forget that. Let that be known.
And then going to a movie. Like, I like to go to movies by myself every now and then, especially movies that I like, but he's not like super interested in. So I'll go by myself in the middle of the day. Like, if I have like a random Tuesday off of work and no one's home.
It's too expensive to go to a movie if I'm not interested. Just take it, buy the big popcorn, go.
So that's kind of for me. Like, I need it to a certain extent to like kind of decompress a little bit, but it's not as important for me. But for him, it's like
it's paramount.
It's very
paramount.
Very important. So go ahead and talk about why it's important for you.
Yeah, the reason why we even came up with this topic is because it is so important. I learned a very long time ago the importance of me time because I've had a lot of it, but like the structure of it. So when I was a little bit younger, I'd say 22, 23, I had a very specific thing that I did on Fridays, especially because I think I got paid every Friday because I always had two jobs. So I think one came on one week and one came on another one. So I would go shopping, I would go to dinner, I would go to the movies, and I would go dancing. I did it every Friday night without fail, and I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was just me. I met so many cool people. I would give myself little mini goals, like I'm gonna meet somebody new and cool and interesting. I darn near always did. I enjoyed my movies. Applebee's was probably my place of the place that I chose at that time. I got to know people. I became a regular, so it was really cool for me. As I've gotten older, I still tend to try to do it. Not quite that way, but whenever I can. Now these days, it's more so trying to spend time with the bros. But because they're at a distance, and of course, scheduling, we all
Hi
try
guys,
to
if
get.
You're listening.
Yeah, we always got to try to get things together. So I have different sets of friends as well. So I try to spend my me time at times with them. Sometimes my me time is by myself. Actually, sometimes my me time can be with my wife. And it just is. It's how it's like in my head. We might have a date night, and she doesn't know what's going on or how the date night is going to go, how it's going to end. But to me, I'm just okay with being with her. That's me. That's not even quality time for me per se. It's something for me to kind of maybe get rid of the stresses or the thoughts of the week, where I can just be with my wife and enjoy her presence and not have any expectations, not be thinking like end of the night, like nothing like nothing like that. It's just really I'm with her and I'm solidly her husband at that time. So it comes in different packages for me. Sometimes it is cool to be up, like tonight I'm going to have me time. I have crabs. And I went to sleep last night, so I didn't get to enjoy them. But my crab, that's sacred to me. And it's something.
And he can't eat it in front of everybody.
I cannot eat them in front. I mean, I can barely eat anything in front of you people. But it's sacred. I eat those. I have.
One of these days, I'm gonna like set up a hidden camera and be like, why is this such a secret? Like,
I bite right through the crabs. It's I'm very carnivorous. So, then I watch like Dave Chappelle and stuff like that. But that's like me, so I can let because some things are a little too much for other people. So I want to laugh. I want to belly laugh, be crying tears. Instead of somebody looking at me like, why is that funny? And I'm like, I just think that this is funny and stuff. I don't like she said, like at that time I can kind of stay away from being a dad or a husband actively because it's just about me, what I want to do. And that's very important. So if you're out there, specifically if you're a parent, a lot of parents, moms specifically, might have a newborn baby or something like that, right? You don't want to be away from your child. The child turns 1, 2, 3. You still have this attachment thing, like they need you. I'm going to tell you something. They don't. They can survive a few hours for you. They can survive a few days without you, unless you're
breastfeeding.
I like this better, but
the people listening can't see your gestures.
I don't even know how to describe that. So that means you have to watch the video and subscribe to you so you can see me pantomime breastfeeding of some way. But we get that in our head that people need us more than they do. It's something very specific for me where I'm actually trying to give myself even more me time because my family, as much as they appreciate me being around, they don't need me and they thrive without me. I'm sure they enjoy their time with me, but they thrive without me too. Especially because sometimes I have high expectations or I'm like, why isn't this done? Or why aren't we doing this? And it's like, you could go out and go somewhere else and do something else like that. But it's the same way for like, I enjoy when she has her me time. Like, I'm not the type of guy that's like, you can't go out and you can't do. I encourage it.
Yeah.
And it's not because I just want her out of my hair. It's because I want her to have more time around other people that are not like me, that are not like her. So that when she comes home, she can be appreciative of what she has. Because that's how, I mean, honestly, that's how I am now most days when I go out and I interact with people and I see people. And I'm like, I'm very thankful for the woman that God blessed me with. I'm very thankful for a lot of the blessings that some days don't seem like too much. But the structure and the stability that we currently have, a lot of people don't have. The type of woman that I have and being able to trust her when she does go out. And that's all encouraging for me to be that same kind of a person when I go out because like she said, me time's paramount to me. So that means I'm going out sometimes. So she has to trust when I go out. I have to be in the right frame, mind frame. And I typically am, which is great. At the beginning I said something about making sure that where you got to be in the right mind frame because you don't want to go out and make, like I don't want to go out and drink and then drive and make dumb decisions if I leave and I'm in the wrong mindset. So actually I've even learned to have me time at home. When I feel a certain type of way, instead of me saying, I need to just get out of here, I might sit in my car. I might sit in the living room. I might just tell her she needs to go away. She doesn't.
No, I'm not.
She doesn't go away. So I have to go away for a few moments, but I know she's like blinking because she's tired, so she'll go to sleep eventually. But what happens is I've learned to not go out when I'm not in the right mindset because my me time could turn into stupid time. And those things are very important for me to have learned, and I've learned them through my me time because I had to learn the importance of why am I spending this time alone. It's to grow, it's to decompress, it's to reset. If you go out and you're in a bad mindset, you're not really growing, and your level of decompression could lead to excess. So if you're a person who, like, I've been drinking my little red wines and stuff, right? But if I go out and I'm upset, I might drink something a little bit harder. I might drive faster. I might not come home until a certain time. And especially with everything that's going on in the world right now, I don't want to be out here taking chances, getting pulled over, interacting with cops, getting in a fight, anything like that. Like, I've been there, I've done those things before, and I was like, it would affect my family, and ultimately, that me time doesn't amount to what I'm trying to do with it anyway.
Yeah. So segueing from there into family time, the importance of that can't be overstated. Spending time as a family so that you build those memories, you build those relationships between, so like, especially as a stepmom, but like I'm sure it's like with every family, this could be like added to that too, but creating the foundation that the family unit is strong and the family unit is solid and like ready to go. So spending time, even if it's just going out to dinner or watching a movie on Netflix or just laughing at something. This last weekend we went away, all three of us, just to like I said, create memories of all three of us together having a good time. I just feel like it's so important because I was not always in Arabella's life. She doesn't really remember a time before me because she was like 2 when I met her. But there was a span of time where I met her, and then there was a span of time when I wasn't around anymore. So like really making that family time paramount in our relationship as husband and wife, and like including her. So like she doesn't ever feel excluded either, because that would be something that we would run the risk of doing if we spent too much us time or too much just me time and didn't include her.
That's come up.
Right,
It's actually come up
has
because
come up.
there's certain things that we've been able, like as adults, we want to and we can do certain things that Arabella's not privileged to be able to. For instance, like our cruise. Now it wouldn't have worked anyway because she would never have gotten on the boat.
Right.
And I'm another hot take. I don't believe in certain type of family vacations. I wouldn't take, if Arabella graduated from high school or something like that and she was older, could go on a cruise. Okay. But younger, I was like, a trip to the Grand Canyon, that's a family trip. A trip to the beach or something like that, those are family trips. A cruise, that's a us trip.
That's a couple's trip.
Yeah, that's a couple's trip. So we have done things, and Arabella sees my calendar. I write and highlight everything because there's so much going on.
Right.
My highlights are very specific to who. Yellow is Arabella, purple is us as a couple, orange is us as a family, pink is Faith, blue is me, green is money. Just so I can keep up with my extra jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Arabella will look at it and she'll see like, you guys are doing this, why can't I go? And it's
Right.
hard to explain sometimes. So what I did a couple weeks ago, and I've done this throughout her life, like Arabella, she doesn't, if anybody looks at my social media and stuff like that, me and Arabella do a lot.
Yeah, she doesn't really want for much, and
but she noticed, she did at times say like, why I can't, like I want to do more.
Right.
Because there was a span of time where I wasn't quite at, we didn't do our date nights, we didn't go, so I'm like, I'm really trying to be more cognizant of that. So a couple weeks ago, me and Arabella, we went, just us, to the beach.
Yeah.
And then we went whale watching and things like that. But in a couple, this weekend we went away as a family, and in a couple of weeks we're going to like do the Ren Fair, or next month we're going to do the Ren Fair, and Sunday I have something planned for us to do as a family. Just a quick note: resources for families to look into if you have limited finances and things like that, or even if you don't. Localflavor.com. You can go on the website, or you can go on the app. Or you can use Groupon. I get a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we find a
on
lot
there.
of our stuff that we do on there.
And if you have like a benefits thing through work, because I have a Perks Plus thing through work, and I actually use it to book a few hotels. And I got a few discounted rates and some other things like that. So always utilize things. Don't ever feel like you can't find a way to make a way. Just make sure that you make that a priority, because as a whole, I've had conversation with Arabella, and I want her to always know that I'm here for her. Faith is here for her, because I feel like a lot of kids are growing up without correct guidance. I'm one of them who didn't have correct guidance, and if I did, I believe I'm where God wants me. But me personally, I believe that I could be so more advanced with a little bit of nurturing and guidance in certain ways, so I could really understand the importance of things and how the world really worked. That's something I didn't know, because I didn't have that kind of familial system and structure that I'm trying to help instill here in our household with Arabella right now. And if we have a child, we want to instill those things so that they grow and understand, like, this is what a family unit looks like. You have to continue to grow and try.
Right.
So me looking for activities and stuff for us, like there's an Eventbrite is another one I use. Sometimes the newspapers, I'm always look at the restaurants or the grocery store and stuff like that. Sometimes they have little circulars. YMCA, they have this a breakfast I'm taking Arabella to in a couple weeks and stuff like that. So there's always a way to make a way out of no way.
Right. So, so that's definitely something that's like in the forefront. He is actually the one that plans a lot of the stuff for us. I have just recently, like within the past little bit, started trying to do more myself. For me, it's always a financial thing. Like, he makes more money than I do, so I feel like he is able to do a lot more. And I know that's a cop out because he just went over a whole bunch of stuff about how to make it cheap. So I've been trying to do better about just keeping it in the forefront of my mind more, because I feel like it takes time to find things that everyone's going to enjoy, that we have time for because our schedules are ridiculous. So kind of segueing from that into quality time, it's like a natural progression that if you want your quality time as a family to be good, you're going to need to have a relationship with your significant other or your spouse, so that when you do go away as a family, you do have the correct presentation to your children or to whatever. So we need to work on our relationship so that when we're together, we show her that this is what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. We love each other. We know each other. We're on the same page when it comes to stuff, so you can't pit us against each other. So that kind of thing. So quality time is very important, just so that we can kind of be on the same page and keep in touch with each other, make sure we know how the other one's feeling, how the other one's thinking. If they're going through a stressful time, just show them that we're there, we're in this together. So
yeah, I believe that one of the things that people don't spend enough time doing is really communicating and listening. I'm not gonna say I don't vent. I don't talk a lot about work. I don't like bringing work home. I don't like, as much as I work, it's just kind of like, well, how is it? I don't even think she really asks me anymore, because it's like,
yeah, because I know he doesn't really like to talk about it.
It's something I do.
If there's something important going on,
or
he'll tell me.
I'm miffed about something, then I might just go on a tirade. But I'd rather not do that either, because I feel like the more I allow myself to be upset about things, that it just doesn't matter. It's like when I'm home. So I really try to, like, these moments, she came in and we didn't have to do this at this time, but for me, this is quality time for us, because this is something that as a unit, it actually is one of the first things outside of regular day-to-day stuff that was kind of made as a decision. And she's a lot more on it than me, to the point where it's it motivates me to be more proactive with it, even though I was the one who thought of the idea. But I think part of it is the reason that I wanted to include her with it. Even though I have the speaking background, even though this is something I've always wanted to do, to get on this platform to speak to people and possibly reach out and have other opportunities, she was super on it from the get-go. And that to me is very important, because it gives us something to work on and do outside of our regular stuff. We're not getting paid for this, at least not right now. As we grow, we'll see what happens. But this is just us giving our time to you, but we're also doing this together. So outside of working and have to work and pay bills and take care of Arabella and all the different things that we have to do, this is something we're choosing to do. And outside of date nights, well, we couldn't go on a date night today by ourselves because we have Arabella. But what we can do is have this conversation where sometimes we talk about, this is not edited. So what we're saying is the first cut. Yeah. So if she says something, I literally might not know it, and I might say the same thing. So I got to be very measured in how I say certain things. Like, when did you do that? Why did you buy that? Whatever, because she knows shopping is my thing. So. And I'm getting a little bit more finished. I saw this Tommy Hilfiger jacket. I saw, oh my God. I tried it on. I ain't I looked on, but oh my gosh, and stuff it wasn't that much. It wasn't that much. But it's just thinking about how quality time can be used in different ways. We try to go on date nights. She doesn't know, on my calendar I have date night stuff for tomorrow. I work tomorrow night, so I have stuff on there for tomorrow to see a movie because might just have time to see a movie because I have to work. Then Saturday I work, but I work somewhere else where I can, maybe sleep if I need to a little bit. And I have dinner and a movie. So if we can't go tomorrow, we don't go tomorrow. Then it gives, and plus there's 2 movies coming out that we want to see, and that gives us enjoyment. It gives us something to do outside of the house, and it helps us connect.
Right.
Are we going to do a lot of talking at the movie? She won't. I will. But as far as dinner is concerned, sometimes it gives
racial stereotypes.
Maybe we'll talk about that. You know what?
Talking at
That's
the theater.
going to be a good topic. Racial stereotypes and stuff like that. And you don't season your food. Well, you learn.
My food's bland.
You learn. Maybe you season a little bit too much, but we'll talk about that. So we'll talk about that. Season the food in the marriage and how that can destroy people's cholesterol. But no, it's just quality time. Smiling and laughing is another big one. For years, I didn't smile and laugh. It was my daughter that made me realize that. She said, "Daddy, you don't smile. I like it when you smile." And so ever since then, I've been trying to be more active and doing that. She was very little when she said, "I've been smiling, laughing like a goofball ever since." But just long story short, it's just spend time with your significant, like literal quality time. Like put your dang phones down.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Put the
That's a big
freaking
one.
phones away. Like you're on your phone all the time, every way. Guys, you're on your toilet, you're on your phone. I know it. You have your time. Girl, you're in the bed a few minutes early, scrolling through the gram, and whatever else is going on and stuff like that. When you're spending this time, our phones are out because they're recording and stuff. But when we're by, that's one thing I can typically say. No,
I do not have my phone.
I can speak for myself.
I do not have my phone.
I speak for myself.
The most that I'll do is look at it to see if I had a text because, like, I'll have maybe clients are texting me. Or maybe something, but I'll look at it, see if it's urgent, and then put it down. Like, and he knows it's true. He's just trying to.
Oh shoot! I froze. It was a glitch. It was a glitch. But just long story short, spend more time smiling and laughing. So we're going to just end with just more thanks, more praise for anybody who's watching this. Please, through our platforms that want, please comment wherever you can. We usually post these to Facebook. We're posting them to YouTube as well. Like I said, we've had a few issues with technical difficulties. And then also through our podcast, I believe there's a way that you can comment too. So just please comment, give us some feedback, give us some suggestions, give us some topics that you might want us to talk about. Yeah. Give us some questions that you might want. Like, we're answering the hard questions. And just always just stay safe. Just count your small blessings. And just
hug those that you love.
Yeah, hug those that you love. And then kiss them. And then married people,
do more than kiss.
Yeah, you gotta say that. See what I'm talking about? When you don't. This is why people can't go live. Like, we're planning on doing a few live ones. I don't know about this one right here. A little misconservative Christian background is over here with the extras.
If you're married.
I thought you was reading the Bible when you was on the gram. Anyway, we're going to talk about her being on Instagram at late at night and whatever. Good night and God bless. We'll see you next time.
Bye.